Happy Tuesday, Tyrsday, and Tyr was of course the Norse Shamanic gods representing the warrior archetype of masculine energy, who also was always thriving towards victory and who had a very clear focus on achieving that. Personally, for me, Tuesday always feels like the beginning of the new week, because Monday, lunar day, the day of the moon, it feels like a day off for me personally. Like, it's not really like we need to mourn from coming back into reality, and someone decided that Monday should be the first working day of the week. And I see the Sunday is the day where we embody the energy of the sun. Saturday, Saturnus day. And that could be just really like any kind of other working day of the week. So there we are, it's Tuesday, Tyrsday, where we are reconnecting with the archetype of the lone wolf Sigma male. And the lone wolf Sigma male that is really on a path of breaking out of the mainstream kind of matrix model that we need to live in. The lone wolf, of course, I already explained that in my video on the power animal or the spirit animal of the wolf, that of course has a very high level of instinct to gain after knowledge and independence, who can be the leader of the pack, but also must work together with a pack in order to feel whole and complete, in order to succeed in life. So who has a high level of social skills, communication, and of course has like the warrior kind of instinct in order to go and get out in the world to get what he wants. The Sigma is different than an Alpha, because an Alpha, he still wants to operate within the mainstream kind of culture and society. The Alpha probably is going after the Mercedes-Benz AMG or BMW M Sport, whatever. And the Sigma, he's after a different kind of freedom and independence, who wants to truly reconnect with a spiritual purpose. And as we are venturing out, discovering or remembering our spiritual purpose, we discover that we have to go through lots of healing. Let it be inner child healing, because what we really want is, first of all, is to break out of the old paradigm that we used to live in for hundreds, not even thousands of years. Because right now we are aligning with a new kind of spiritual energy. The planet is shifting into a galactic kind of formation, so there's enormous amounts of light bombarding the atmosphere of our Earth, of our planets. And what it does is that this light is coming in through the higher self, it's coming into our conscious minds, but much further and deeper into our lower self aspect, the unconscious. And that's really where we are doing the shadow work. The shadow work of looking at all our conditioning and patterns that has been passed over from generation to generation, from our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, for maybe 10, 12, 15 generations deep. Because if you look to that, over 4,000 ancestors has basically influence of how we currently are. But also we are of course shifting into different realities, like a different kind of state of consciousness right now wants to integrate with the third dimensional plane of how, of course, we used to live for hundreds, thousands of years. So this is a time of chaos, confusion, like what's happening. Our old ego is basically completely being crushed of everything that we thought we once were, is now kind of like reconditioning itself. And that is like going through lots of times of uncertainty and chaos, where we're diving deep into the unconscious minds of everything that we used to do in our past, the work we used to do, of living in a very linear kind of way of life. Like, I do this and then I expect this in return. Like normal ways of employment that we used to have is not longer working. The way we used to work for ourselves with our businesses and stuff, perhaps that is also not really longer working for you anymore. where we really just used to do things that was more from the mind, in order to, like, I provide here a product or a service for money in return. So as lots of lone wolf sigma males are now venturing into the spiritual path, for us as men, it is very challenging, because we are stepping into multiple realities all at once. And within the male archetype, within the masculine energy, we are supposed to fulfill a role, to be a protector, a provider in multiple ways. One of that is, of course, also within our work, within our finances. And of course there are also other ways. But if we are venturing out into the spiritual path, the spiritual journey of trying to remember our soul's calling, of why we really came here at this very important moment in human history and the ascension of the earth, a lot of the work that we used to do is not longer really working for us. If we try, we burn out, we get through frustrations, we become angry, and all of these kind of like emotional upswings and moods and whatever. And if we try still to operate within the old paradigm, we probably get diagnosed with endless kind of illnesses, and why we can't really seem to function in that kind of reality. Let it be ADD, ADHD, HSP, high sensation seeker, autism, or whatever. In other words, just being neurodivergent that cannot really operate within a world that was built for the typical neurical people. And there we are, we want to break out of it and creating and building something new. And for that reason, I think it's very important for us is not only looking at what we must heal, because then we think, something is really wrong or inadequate about ourselves, but also really like how can we bring in the energies of our ancestors as a gift, as a way to build up our spiritual energy, is to become stronger, is to become more integrated and embodied, where we both create a stronger connection with the spiritual world and of course with the material world, as we are trying to bring everything together. And what we do today, it can often feel like, what is that really going to do? What kind of difference is that going to make? Everything that I try to do feels like a little drop of water on a hot cooking plate, and it seems that it's not really catching up for one reason or another. Or you feel like a drop of water in a desert, which will be vaporized into an abyss or whatever, where nobody really seems to notice you. It is also the message like that what we do. We bring more of the energy of our soul's journey, our soul's purpose. And how more water we pour into the desert, eventually the desert can transform into an ocean. And I think this is very important to realize, is that on the Tuesdays we must bring in the energies of Tyr as well, is to stay connected with the spiritual warrior archetype in order to break free from the old paradigm, and how difficult that is, as we are in this transition phase where we are trying to bring in the energy of higher consciousness, this light of also the veil that is kind of like shifting, where we can reconnect with the energies, the spiritual traditions, our cultural heritage, our spiritual heritage from our ancestors. Let that be from our Northwest European cultures and the way they have practiced their spirituality. Because this world, of course, is sick. It is very highly dysfunctional. The system is broken and rigged at all levels. I don't really need to go into that. So that's why I wanted to do a quick shamanic reading and rune reading, because this is also the time where we can align more with the practices from the ancient wisdom seekers, and also dedicate our time towards the art of divination, because that is really how we can connect further and deeper with our own essence and the esoteric knowledge and wisdom from our ancestors, because this is also the time where we can integrate that to become more embodied and integrated, and how we can ground this new kind of spiritual energy within our existence, so we can build towards a new kind of world, the world that we really want to live in. So, with no further ado, let's see what the runes has in store for us right now, if we want to connect further and deeper with the divine archetype of Tyr. I'd like to ask the divine archetype God Tyr to be here now to give us insights on how we as lone wolf Sigma men can improve our masculinity, heal the wounds that exist within our masculinity. Please give us insights in the runes. That's what we need to focus on right now, today, where we can continue to build and create our legacy. Become more whole, integrated and embodied masculine men, where we also have balanced the feminine energy within us. So let's have a quick look what the runes has in store for us today. Uruz, Wunjo, Raido, Mannaz, Uruz, the rune Uruz, representing brute force, power, strength, challenge, initiation. The warriors and the hunters of our past, the young boys, when they had to seek for initiation, they used to challenge themselves to go out on the plains and fight, and challenge themselves to fight against the massive ox, the ancient predator. If they would survive, they could call themselves true hunters. Dedicating ourselves and bringing in this energy can give us a higher level of joy. Wunjo, the essence of joy, where we connect more with our kingship. This is what we need. Community. The lone wolf needs to come down his mountain to connect with the pack of wolves, because together we can rise. Together we can rise and serve mankind, serve humanity, and that will be our true purpose of self-development. This is the message that I have for you today. It's a very powerful message, a very positive one, something that can bring us much strength, honor, brute force, that can get us where we want to be and building our legacy. If you want a more personalized reading for yourself, I offer one-on-one sessions. Just follow the link down below through Shamanic Wellness, where you can also, of course, join the Wolf Tribe as well, where we can start working together on both our health, wellness, fitness, purpose, spirituality, and of course, building businesses together. Alright, hope this video was helpful. I hope you gave some new kind of inspiration of what it is that of course we can work on together. Hope you like this kind of new concept of how I like to do things sometimes. A lot of what I do is I do rune readings and then bring the energy of the runes into a very deep shamanic healing journey, where we can further integrate that as well to really develop ourselves as lone wolf Sigma males who want to break out of mainstream matrix conditioning and really start building our spiritual purpose and business here in this world, where we can gain our freedom and independence at all levels. Anyway, if you want to share your thoughts, please let me know. Simply drop a comment below, like, subscribe, share, and of course also join our community where we can connect further with each other. Alright, looking forward to seeing you in one of my next videos. Take care for now.